Okay, everybody, I'm back. Story 21, Part 2, beginning. Amid the joy, an unforeseen calamity struck. The vortex that had been created to repel Victor Kilgore and the dark forces had grown unpredictable, and the full power of its energy surged. It began pulling in the sea inhabitants. And now for our saying, when you find the place where magic dwells, stay there.
But amid the joy, an unforeseen calamity struck. Swirling vortex, which had been created to repel Victor Kilgore and his dark forces, had grown unpredictable and powerful. As its energy surged, it unwittingly began to pull in several inhabitants of the sea. Grandfather Tortuga, the wise and ancient turtle, was one of the first to be ensnared by the vortex. His leathery shell and wrinkled face betrayed his years of wisdom as he desperately flailed his flippers, trying to resist the irresistible force. The other turtles watched in shock as their venerable leader was drawn into the churning maw. Dara, the leader of the dolphin pod, and her playful companions attempted to rescue the struggling turtles. They darted and swam around the vortex, clicking and whistling in distress, but the vortex's pull was too strong. One by one, they too were dragged into its swirling depths, their joyful acrobatics silenced by the ominous whirlpool. Even Nibbles, the valiant orca who had called for the aid of Yvonne and Martie, found himself struggling against the relentless current. His powerful tail fin churned the water in a futile attempt to break free, but he too succumbed to the vortex's pull. Yvonne and Martie, the mages who had helped create the protective barrier, were filled with dread as they witnessed the chaos unfolding. Without hesitation, they dove headfirst into the vortex, their magic-infused bodies glowing with determination. Yvonne summoned her mastery over water to create a counterforce, while Martie chanted ancient incantations to stabilize the vortex. Their combined efforts created a mesmerizing display of elemental magic within the swirling vortex. Water and energy clashed in a spectacular dance, battling for dominance. Slowly but surely, Yvonne and Martie's determination began to tip the scales in their favor. The inhabitants of the underwater world, who had been on the verge of despair, now watched with hope as their friends and family were gradually pulled back from the abyss. Grandfather Tortuga, Dara, the dolphins, and even Nibbles the orca were returned to the safety of their home. With a final surge of energy, Yvonne and Martie managed to close the vortex entirely, sealing it away. Exhausted but triumphant, they emerged from the tumultuous waters to the cheers and applause of the grateful sea creatures. The celebration, which had briefly been marred by disaster, resumed with even greater fervor. It was a reminder to all that even in the face of unexpected challenges, unity and determination could prevail. The bonds of friendship among the underwater inhabitants grew stronger, and they vowed to protect their home and each other from any future threats that might arise in their tranquil realm beneath the waves.
Okay, everybody, Story 21, Part 2, end. Yvonne and Martie merged from the water to cheers and applause from all the sea creatures. The celebration that had been briefly marred by the disaster resumed with greater fervor. Ciao!